Now is what? It's day 4, is it? It's day 5 sessions, but for this microgreen, it is day 4 because we started at 4 p.m. the other day. And look at these. Look at these right now. Do you see these are doing amazing? And Tathagat, if you're watching, these are perfect right now for a time lapse. They're growing fast. I put out a story today morning that it's time to bring them out. Bring them out of the darkness into light. And by light, I don't mean sunlight. Put them out. I put them near a tube light in my kitchen on top of my fridge. You can also put it somewhere else. And you want to see the mustard ones? Let me show you the mustard ones. They are amazing as well. Just look at these. So how are your microgreens doing? That's one of the questions that I want to start with. I know a lot of people had some issues with mold. We had talked about it. So 2 things. We don't have to cover it and water it all the time. At the same time, keep it somewhere where the air is flowing. That is very important. The flow of air is very important to prevent formation of mold. If you are, so right now, I don't know whether you're using AC or not, but normally this is one of the plant that we can actually keep near AC. What will happen then is we can keep it wet, but because of the cool air, the mold will not set in. Plus there is ventilation that's happening. Put it under a light, any light. Don't put it in sun. These are not ready to take the harsh burn of the sun because they'll dry very fast, especially if you're using the napkin method. Are you growing in napkin? If you're growing in napkin, it will dry out so fast in sun that it will not be funny. It would not be interesting. And this is the cocoa peat one. So this is methi, and this is sarso, the rye. And today is all about questions. So throw them at me. We'll take questions and we'll get going. And hi Swati, hi Agnesh, hi Sonam Ravi, hi Ritushi. Thank you so much for waiting. And it's only when I realized why is Manoj not there. That's when I realized. I was like, how can I be the only one? I'm like, okay, if I'm the only one. But then I realized after some time that Manoj should be here. Then I thought maybe I'm in the wrong room. Okay, so Sonam Ravi says my methi is around 1.5 inch. My daughter is very excited about it. Amazing, amazing. So what we are looking is we are looking for about 5 to 6 inch before cutting it. Right, and that's what we are going for. So let's understand a bit what is microgreens. So one of my good friends, and he's like, yeah, I am excited about everything you're doing, but what is microgreens? And I thought, yes, I should have talked what is microgreens much before, but no problem, I'll talk today. You see, whenever a seed germinates, like any seed, there are 2 parts to it. Let's take out one of these and I'll show it to you. Okay, you come out. Okay, so I've lost the seed here, but if you look at it, you see? Right. So there are 2 parts to it. The seed breaks open and then you have the shoot part and the root part. Now, we have to look at the top part almost like solar panels in a satellite. Its purpose is to find light, quickly open 2 leaves and start taking in light so that it can form nutrition for the plant. That's the idea, right? And the microgreen is, so these 2 first leaves that come out, they are called cotyledons. Okay. These do not resemble anything that the plant's leaves would look like coriander leaves. But the first few leaves that come are not those nicely cut leaves that we associate with coriander. but in fact the first few leaves that come out are just going to be two leaves like this in one stem, and that is known as cotyledon. So microgreen is essentially that we let the stem grow to 5-6 inch. It's still in the cotyledon stage. The true leaves, that is the leaves that come after cotyledon, they have not come. So only the first two leaves are there. The stem grows tall, and then we cut it and consume it. It's highly nutritious, or so they say. And in general, it also has that flavor of the same seed that you grew it from. So the ones from mustard will have that kick that you associate with mustard sauce or mustard. It will have that aftertaste kick, and it's amazing. So what you can do is, once it grows a bit big, you can cut it and put them in your on top of your sandwich or on your egg or any part of your breakfast. Eat them raw, don't cook them. That's what I do, and it's amazing flavor. It's amazing health wise. And here we have a question from Grishma. It says, do we need to keep the microgreens covered? No, don't cover your microgreens. Keep them open. Give me 1 second. Let me also show. I have started microgreens now in different stages. So I have some which I started. They're 2 days old. 1 day actually, 1.5 day. That might also be a good idea for us to compare where we have come from, where we started. Okay, so these microgreens are 1 day old. I'll just show it to you. This is 1 day. Okay, and this is 2 days, and this is 4 days. Now they'll grow very fast. Now from now onwards, they'll really pick up. And Shubhra, I'll just take your question. Now they'll really pick up, and in next 4-5 days, I expect this one to reach about this height. So for this one, right now it is here. I expect it to be here, and then we can cut it and eat it. That's my idea. And as we started on Friday, we started on Thursday, and my goal was that by this weekend you can use these in your breakfast, and that's the idea. And I think it's coming along very well. As Sonam also pointed out, her methi is 1.5 inch. Tarang's mustard seeds are 2 centimeter long. Vamsi Krishna, I kept methi in vermicompost. It will grow or not? Vamsi, it will grow. We for microgreens do not recommend any vermicompost specifically, because we don't want any kind of infection, any kind of other thing growing in it. For seeds to germinate, they first need just darkness and dampness. It's only after the seeds germinate and they come out, after sometimes their growth will depend on nutrition. Right now they don't even have, when they are the seeds, they don't have the way to absorb that nutrition. Sonam Ravi says, even I Google what is microgreens. Sorry for that, I should have explained. And hi Namrata, and hi Tanya. Please show 1 day methi. This one actually is less than 1 day. It's actually like 1 day. You can't see, but I'll show one seed. If I take out a seed, then you can see that it has started germinating. Okay. You have to be careful and see if it is visible. This is 1 day methi. Okay. This is 1 day methi that we saw as 1 day sarson. The thing with sarson is, because the sarson seeds are black, this white part is very clearly visible. With methi, there are two things. Firstly, As I said, the first thing that comes out is root. In methi, it is because of the weight of the seed, it is very likely the root goes inside the napkin and it's not visible to you, right? Whereas in sarson, it breaks out from different places searching for that napkin and it's clearly visible. Kruti says, my mustard seeds didn't grow. Kruti, can you share some more about how you planted them? Which method, firstly, napkin or vermi or this coco peat? And then we'll do. Shubhra has a very interesting question. Her seeds are, my methi and rai are both 1.5 inch tall. That's amazing, right? But there is an issue. It has a mold on it, right? Fungus. So how to tackle with fungus when growing microgreens is a very important aspect. And let me tell you one thing, even if you have got fungus, it's okay. We'll start again. It is a bit tricky because we have to keep it watered, we have to keep it in dark, and still we have to prevent fungus. So a couple of points to do. What can we do to prevent this from happening? Firstly, we should have aeration. The airflow should be there, right? Now, how can you have airflow? So as I said, best thing now that the summers will come would be to put it near an AC after first or second day. Now, what happens when you put it in AC is it's getting cold air and it's flowing through. So the ventilation is, don't cover your seeds because then you'll have to control the moisture a lot. So don't cover them. And do we keep them covered now that we are keeping them outside? No. Dr. Asha, and she's actually my mom, she's asking, do we keep them covered now that we are going to keep them outside? No. Even now, and when I say outside, I don't mean put it in sun. I mean put it here under a tube light somewhere. The best thing is if you can put it nearest to a tube or a bulb. Why we are not putting it outside is we don't want the napkin or the soil to dry out. Even right now, I know that within 12 to 14 hours, it is drying out. If we put it outside, we'll have to water it every 2 days, every 2 hours. And that will be very cumbersome, to say the least. So we have to put it. So what I am doing is I'm putting it, I have a fridge. On top of that, I put them. And on the same wall as the fridge, there's a tube light. So they get light from there. Now, did you notice one other important thing I want you to see is, do you see the color now? Color of the sprouts? Do you see the color? It's green now. You remember it was earlier yellow. And I told you initially it will be yellow, don't worry. So the transfer of color from yellow to green is because of light. Because now it is getting light, it is getting yellow. And that is amazing. That is what we want, right? We want green ones, healthy ones, and we are getting that. And it's very satisfying. Just as somebody here said, the daughter is really excited. It's 1.5 inch. So yeah, this is great. And what are the other questions? When do we put, Aparna, very good question. When do we put soil for these microgreens since they are now in tissue napkin? We don't have to put any soil. We don't have to put any soil. Just in tissue napkin, they'll grow up to 5 inches and then we can cut it and eat it. Right? It is for consumption. You can consume these when they are 5 inches. Actually, you can consume them before also, but let's get maximum return for the effort. So best is we wait about 7 days and get totally filled up. And when you repeat this, you do it 2 or 3 times, you'll get a hang of it. And you'll be able to master the watering and the quantity of seeds and when and how much to put where. I mean, when to put in darkness, when to put in air. You'll get spots in your house that you can put it. And this is very nutritious, very easy to grow. And I think it's a great way to get started on growing from seeds. That's another thing. Do you feel more confident now that you see something which was a seed in your kitchen is now a plant? And that should give confidence that, okay, I can try and do the same with other seeds. The seeds should not scare you anymore to convert seeds into plants. Shubhra, with your fungus thing, I would say make fresh ones. Because we are going to consume them, it's best idea to make fresh ones with the. So yes, Grishma says my mustard microgreens are still yellow. Is this fine? It is absolutely fine. It might take about 12 to 14 to 24 hours after putting in light that they become green. So I had put out mine today early morning around 5 o'clock, and that's when I put out the story that we can put out in light. But it doesn't matter even if you have not put till now. Put them in light now, and they'll be brilliant. Let me take one out just to show. Oh, oh, oh. Okay. So this is a perfect site. I don't know how to show. Do you see? There's that black seed. Then there's a root through the napkin going down, and then there's a shoot on the top. This is exactly what I'm talking about. That initially just this root goes in through the napkin inside, and this seed now is going to shed off or separate from the plant itself, and now the shoot is going to take over. And that's why first 3-4 days you might see less progress, because visibly it is less, but the plant is working hard. Now it is easier. Now that it has a root, now it has a stem, now it can work and it can grow bigger. So that's the thing. Okay. So Chimpy says take the queries later. Actually, we are planning to do today as question and answer. And how's the updates with the other seeds? So other seeds should not be showing any updates right now, and that's okay. And the carrot I saw yesterday of many people, that was doing very well. Mine is not, and that's okay. I think I played a lot with it. That's why. The onion is doing well. Now let's look at the garlic and how to grow garlic. Now there are two ways to do it. And just give me one more second because I forgot to get garlic. Okay. Now, one thing to note with garlic, unlike onion, there are a lot of different, what do you say, not bulbs, a lot of different segments. What do we say? What do we call the individual part of garlic? I forgot. One of the most important things when you're planting remains that we should know which direction to put anything in, right? That's the most important thing. In onion, you could not have gone wrong. You would not have put it in the wrong direction because it is visibly shaped in a manner. We see it so much. We are used to knowing which side is up, which side is down. But say with other seeds, there can be seeds like we'll be doing ginger tomorrow, and it's possible to put it in the wrong direction, right? And same thing with potato. And while it may not affect many of them, but it's always best if you put them in the right direction. So with garlic, when you take it out, the one small pointing things on the top, that is the top, and the one at the below is from where the roots are going to come out. Now I'm sure if you have had garlic in your house, you might have some time or the other forgotten it, and it would have just like just give me 1 second. Okay. Subita Suhas, happy to see you here. And here's my video. Okay. So with garlic, one very interesting thing is it is very easy to grow just like onion. And you can actually grow garlic as either a kid's activity or as something to really get you more garlic. Now, one aspect, the same way as the microgreens, both with onion and garlic, the leaves are also generally used because they carry that flavor, same as the radish leaves and others, which carry the flavor of the fruit that they're representative of. So with garlic, we need to make sure that they're planted in the right direction. And if you're going to grow it for getting more garlics, we have to ensure that the pot has depth. It has to be as deep as possible. The volume of soil has to be a lot. The second thing to do is to make it sure that you really, till it or make it airy and loosen the soil 100% so that the roots can penetrate, because it's only at the root nodes that you will get new garlics. But today my focus is more on how we can grow it in a kitchen with, just as a starter, just to understand, just to know that yes, we can do it, kind of a thing. Now the same thing, either I can put the whole thing here, and when I'm putting the whole thing here, what I'm doing is I'm actually relying on multiple seeds for some of them to germinate. And when I'm going to put fewer of them, I am going to bank upon one or two to germinate and to get you leaves. This is low back. Okay, I'm sorry, the laptop was low on battery. So same way as carrot or ginger. Oh, sorry, same way as carrot or onion. What we need to do is we need to wet the roots below. That's the idea. And I'm okay if you put the whole of this, but I intend on using some of this. So I think the best way that I do is take off the external ones and use them for your cooking and plant the ones which are inside. And that way is what happens is you can keep this root structure, the root structure here, you can keep that intact and you can still plant. So you see, I've lightened it a lot. I've removed so much of garlic from it, but still the root structure is there. And this is just for easy start. Even if you don't have that, it's okay. It'll do. It's just for easier start that I prefer that if there is some root structure here. We can start it here, and then if you change mind, you can put it in soil. So irrespective of what you want to do with your garlic, the best thing right now is to take some shallow water. Actually, the best thing would be to put it exactly like we put onion on the screws on the toothpick and placed it on the water, just touching the water, the roots touching the water, and you can need a bit. Okay, I just wanted to show you the water level where it needs to be at, and these are one of the few very easy to grow things, be it carrot tops or onions or garlic. Even if you just leave them, they'll grow, right? Now we are pampering them by giving them a place with water, and we're going to look at them, and it's with that thing, it's much more easier to grow and have success with. So today I wanted to spend on microgreens and microgreen questions. I hope most are answered, but I'll be taking more if there are more. Couple of more things before we disperse are uh, A, for our future sessions, I was thinking we club together with A, Indo Plant Care. Somebody had given a very good suggestion yesterday about doing a session of how to repot a plant, or how to plant how to pot a plant from a smaller one to a bigger one. So that we'll do one day. Ginger is something that is pending on my list. We'll do that. How to propagate from cuttings we did for water, but I think we should do one for propagating in soil, like with a demo on how to propagate something in soil. I'll find something that I have that I can propagate. Snake plant is one thing I have which we can try. One suggestion was how to separate snake plant and pups, and how to divide a plant basically into two. So we'll do that. But in general, if you have any other suggestions for a topic that you want, and also which you feel would be useful for others, just feel free to leave us that in chat or in comment, question, answer, something like that, so that we can structure something that is of most interest and useful, because we are all spending time anyways, and it's going to be a waiting game for both lemon and cucumber. So while we are waiting for them, and we are waiting for next 4 days for these to grow, I still want to meet. I still want this session to happen, because A, that way we can keep having updates on these. But at the same time, what we can do is we can learn about other skills in gardening that can help us have better gardens in general, right? So that was point one. This time, what we want to do is by tomorrow, we want to set up the schedule for next 7 days, 10 days, so that we don't have to sit down every day and think about a schedule. Till now, because we were doing growing from seeds, that's why we were not able to put a schedule ahead, because I would have to look what the person who's coming to sell the vegetables, what does he have? And based on that, we would have to structure some things. But besides that, I hope the kids' activity of onion is going well, and the carrot tops is going well. Yesterday, we did do a check-in with many people, and I saw for a lot of people it was doing extremely well. So that's great. Microgreens, I think by and large, for most people, it's doing well. The only problem with some is getting mold or fungus. Let's restart for them. And having said that, just bring them out now. If you started with me, if it is 3 days to 4 days now, just bring them out, put them in light, put them in a room where you would normally be, and you'll see them grow. And it's very exciting with microgreens, because they also grow from morning to evening. You are able to see a difference. And that's the thing. And let me see the questions. Can I grow beetle leaf as same as money plant? I think yes. Prajwala. I'll have to confirm on this, but I think yes. Lavanya says my mustard has grown, but it has fallen down. Okay, that's okay. Don't worry. Has it totally like gone down? Firstly, were you using coco peat or napkin? That's one of the other thing. And how tall has it gone? With napkin, it can fall down. That's more often uh, because the roots are not going very deep, right? But having said that, once you have enough number of seeds and their roots can intermingle, they can grow. But it falling down doesn't affect in general its growth or edibility. I know it may not be the best looking one, but it will still serve the purpose. Subhita Subhas asks, can we grow wheat grass the same way in tissue? Absolutely yes, exactly that way. One thing that you can do additional step for wheat grass, because the seed is a bit thick, right? The seed covering is a bit hardy for wheat. So one good thing is just soak the seeds, like wash it well, and then wrap it in a cloth or in something like a newspaper or something. Just wrap it, right? And then keep it for 1 day, and then spread the seeds onto the napkin. That way, the day you actually spread, they would have already germinated a bit, right? So that's a great way. Otherwise, you can directly put them and also spray them with water. That's also fine, and that will just take a couple of days extra, but that's fine. Once we cut them, can we use the same soil from Arushi KDL? Once you cut them, yes, you can use the same soil for growing microgreens. If you have had fungus, don't use the same soil. And napkin, you'll have to throw away. And also, once you cut them, they will not grow back. Once you cut them, they're done. Because this plant didn't have anything else to really rejuvenate from. So that's the thing. I covered it from day one. Now I can see Davneet Kaur. Yes, it's fungus. What to do now? I would say restart. That's the same issue as uh, another person. And yes, Janvi, how many times can we harvest our microgreens? Once, and then you plant them again. Sir, did I have to do holes in tray if I'm using napkin? If you're using napkin, the holes are not necessary. No, not required. Can I make coco peat from coconut outer hairy part? Yes, the coco peat is made from coconut husk. They're just chopped down and made. So if you know how to make it from a normal coconut husk, you can go ahead. Will there be a regrowth of microgreens? No. Once you harvest, there will not be regrowth. Can I use green garlic to grow? Can I use green garlic to grow another one? Can I use one garlic to grow another garlic? Yes, you can. So what we do is once we have in this, it will shoot. Now at that stage, if you want, you can just split it and put them into soil, and that will be fine. And then it will grow. Hi Shraddha, welcome. My methi has no sign of growth. Should I leave it inside cabinet or take it into light? Are you, Shraddha, can you just send us a photo, and are you growing it in coco peat or napkin? Okay, now there are suggestions for sessions. A day for succulents. Ritushi says, I don't have succulents. Okay, how to propagate cuttings in water we'll do again. How much time lemon seed will take to germinate? I think about 10 days lemon seed will take. If you want, I can try to dig up mine and see. But I don't expect anything much to have happened right now. Anyways, your seeds are doing better than mine in general. It's also because I keep digging them out to show here and there. So all I see is that there is a white small. I think it will not be visible on camera, but what I can see is when I put in, It was a total yellow covering, and on the bottom right now I can just see something trying to pop out, but not really. So lemon seeds can take easily 7 to 10 days to germinate. The bigger the seed, it can take a bit longer, because the outer covering, the process of breaking the outer covering is longer. Like just imagine for say mango, it will take much longer, and we will do mango. Not right now, but we will do mango. We will do mango, I think in April or May, and mango and jamun both we will do. We'll keep it for 3 months, and then we're going to go and plant it in a park near us. I think that should be amazing. Do carrots need to be kept in bright place? Yes, keep them in bright place. That will help. Are you starting to see roots in your carrots? Again, how come I didn't get anything today? It's surprising. I forgot everything today. So, are you starting to see roots in your carrots? That's the uh, important thing. And wait a second. So I know a lot of people's carrot is already showing signs on the top also. Is done some brilliant growth. I'll just show mine. It has done very less, but this is the kind of growth we are looking at in general. If you can see, uh, can you see this little green thing? I'm showing. So, uh, in carrot, a lot of people are beginning to see growth, and it's amazing. With carrot, I just want to be very clear: you're not going to get new carrots from this one, right? It's essentially for the carrot greens, as it's called. It's a fun, like looking great green things. And for onion, again, mine is not showing that many results, but from what people are sharing on Instagram, they have huge roots. I've not seen anyone's have growth from the top, but it will take some time. We will get there. Uh, what's the update for the mint you showed on Insta? Let's do tomorrow mint, because for mint I'll have to get couple of more things which are not around me instantly. But I'll just tell you, we have done a complete update of mint on Instagram. So one is the IGTV video, and then there's two posts. Essentially after the cutting, so if you just DM us for the mint update, I'll send you the two posts which we have done as update. After that, I transferred it into soil in our last update that I posted on Instagram. And after transferring it into soil, we are watering it and keeping it outside in the sun. A partial shade, partial sunlight. I get only sun for 2 hours where I've put it. So I've put it into direct sun. So it gets 2 hours of direct sun, and then it's a kind of bright shade. That's the thing. Onion is to be kept at dark or sunlight. Redmi, just keep onion at any place in the house. Don't keep it outdoors. Keep it at any place. If it's at brighter place, it's great. Uh, if it's at a dark place, it's great. Any place that you put in, it doesn't really matter. Yes, in a bit darker place, it will do a bit faster or a bit better. But the thing with onion is, I think it's a joy to look at it grow. So I always prefer to recommend to keep this at a place where you can see it. And if you're doing it with kids or for kids, put it where the kids can see it on a regular basis. Shraddha Bhatti says it's fourth day for me and Methi is on tissue paper. Um, that is surprising. because mine is first day and it is showing some signs, and I put it on tissue paper as well. And I've seen other people also put in tissue paper on 4 days. So this one is for me, day one. And one issue can be, is your tissue paper getting too dry? Because that's what happened with mine the first day I put in. It was totally dry. And that's why I'm counting it as day one, because I started looking at making sure it is moist only since yesterday. So that's one thing, just make sure, Shraddha. I planted methi seeds a month back. How do I know when to harvest? My methi plant has white flowers. So once it flowers, firstly you need to know what you're planting it for. Are you planting it for the seeds, or are you planting it for the leaves? And if you're planting it for the leaves, then you have to look at the growth and harvest it accordingly. Once it starts flowering, it's generally past the stage for leaves. That's especially my experience with coriander, not so much with methi, but with coriander and with other herbs. Once they start flowering, their leaves become bitter. That's the general idea that we see. And the leaves are no longer delicious to have in food, to say the least. Uh, do we have to change water for onion? Change it like once in 7 days, once in 10 days. Thank you for asking this question, Bhatia. And thank you so much. And I've got a lot of suggestions today. We'll definitely work on them and create a great schedule. Uh, from now on, what we are going to do is you're going to have a permanent link to attend. And that ways you don't have to wait for the SMS. The second thing that we are going to do is we are going to make sure that the schedule is up in advance for 7 days, kind of a thing. Now we also have an idea of the feedback and the participation. We all started this in a very quick manner, and with that quickness comes a little bit of uncertainty on our part in planning. And I'm sorry for that, but I'm really grateful for you still to show up and be a part of this, and to give me something to look forward to do every day at 4 p.m. And thank you so much. And thank you for everyone who has left suggestions here. And we have, okay, wait. I didn't see this, the chat full of, can we multiply aloe vera also? Okay, we'll do something of aloe vera also. How to grow brinjal, what's the update for mint? Okay, Tanzim, I looked at that. Shraddha Bhatti has a good point that we should really talk about watering and how to do watering. Neha says, I grow sarso on tissue last day, so 2 days ago, but there's fungus on it. Please restart. And there's one more thing that I found. You don't have to put another tissue on top of the tissue. In soil, we put another layer of soil, but in tissue, we put or in napkin, we put a napkin layer, we put the seeds. Don't put another napkin on top of it. No, right? So don't cover it either with napkin or with anything else, because that will set in rotting and fungus. Uh, thank you, Sarika. Okay, Nea, you will send us a picture. Okay, thank you so much, and hoping for future sessions and more growing and better growing. Thank you so much, and take care.